Hi everyone, welcome back to YouTube classes. It's Divya here with class 9 physics. So we have been discussing about chapter spherical mirrors, that is reflection of light, spherical mirrors. In the last classes we have seen the terms related to that, the laws related to that, the types of spherical mirrors, what are the rules for drawing or constructing a ray diagram, and we have also seen how to construct the ray diagram also, isn't it? Now today in our class we are going to discuss about the sign convention for concave and convex mirrors, and what about the formula for finding the focal length of a spherical mirror. Now, when you come to sign convention for mirrors, we are considering the Cartesian sign convention, or we are following the Cartesian sign convention. Accordingly, we are having certain rules to be followed. Now, let us see what are the rules we have to follow. Now, first rule is that whatever rays you are or whatever distances you are measuring, it will be measured from the pole only. Okay, you will be considering pole as the origin, and all the distances are measured from the pole, and the rays are always made incident from the left side, whether it be a concave mirror or a convex mirror. All measurements or distances are taken from the pole, and the rays will always be made incident from only from the left side. Now, rule number 2 is that all the distances measured along the principal axis in the direction of incident ray will be positive, and that opposite to that of the incident ray will be taken as negative. So the second rule says that whatever rays or whatever distances you are going to take along the principal axis, that is which is in the same direction as that of the incident ray, will be positive, and the rays which are coming back or which are reflected back opposite to the incident ray will be always considered as negative. Distance will be considered as negative. Now again, when you talk the distances with regard to your principal axis, whatever distances above your principal axis will be positive, and whatever distances you are going to take below the principal axis will be negative according to your Cartesian sign convention. Following these three rules, it is generalized that for a concave mirror, the focal length will always be negative, and for a convex mirror, the focal length will always be positive. Okay. So this sign convention you have to keep in mind for your numericals also, in which cases it will be negative and in which cases it will be positive. Now the next you are coming to yet another important portion, especially important in terms of your numericals, that is mirror formula and magnification. No derivation at all, you need to learn only the equation. The mirror formula is given by 1 by f is equal to 1 by v plus 1 by u. And when you talk about the magnification, magnification is the ratio of height of image to height of the object. Now if height of image you are going to take it as v, height of object you are going to take it as u, or height of image sometimes you can see it as I, and height of object you can see it as O also. Okay, no problem. Whatever it is, magnification is the ratio of height of image to height of your object, and magnification is denoted by the letter small letter m. Now when you talk about the magnification and mirror formula, some points you have to keep in mind regarding the sign convention for your VU. Okay, now the first point you have to keep in mind is that whatever be the image, it can be real or inverted. Now for a real image, u and v both will be negative. Okay, for a real image, u and v both are negative. Since you are having m is equal to minus of v by u, your magnification will also, m will also be negative. But in case of a virtual image, u is negative and v is positive. So automatically linear magnification m will be positive. And you have already learned that real image will be inverted, virtual image will be right. Point you have to remember is, in case of a convex mirror, or a plane mirror, the virtual, you are having the virtual images and so that the object is on the other side and the image is on the other side. Now, due to that reason, since the image is going to be on behind the mirror, u is going to be negative and v is going to be positive. In case of a concave mirror, you are having real image. In that case, u and v both are negative. Now, almost regarding the types of mirrors, concave and convex mirror, their images, everything you have learned, and the uses of your spherical mirrors you are learning right from your smaller classes. It's given in your textbook also. Read through that. If you're having any doubt, you can ask me. Now, the last point, we are coming to the last point of that chapter, that is how can you differentiate between a concave and a convex mirror. So there are three cases for that. The first case is that if the image is upright, same size, and does not change the size by moving the mirror is going to be plane. Okay, so the first, how to distinguish between a convex mirror, concave mirror and a plane mirror without touching it. Okay, without touching, how can you distinguish between these three mirrors? Now, first point is that if the image is upright, same size, and it is not going to change its size whenever you move the mirror, it will be a plane mirror. Okay. Now, the second point is that if the image is upright, magnified, and increases the size on even small movement of the mirror will be concave. And case 3, if the image is upright, diminished, and decreases the size on even for small movement of the mirror will be convex. With this, we are winding up today's portion. Thank you. Stay safe.